Hello, welcome, Captain Redbeard here. So, I figured I'd try out this whole video logging nonsense that all the people do for passing out informational things. And I thought, let's address the big thing. Do you actually want to get into trucking? What's the money look like? How about time out? Well, I am on week 2 of what's looking like a 3-week trip. When I left out, I was thinking maybe 5 days. We're probably going to be at 21 by the time I get back. But let's get to the money on this. Because if you're going to be out, then is it worth being out? Well, this is this week. I won't count last week just for the sake of making the math easier. I did 4 loads, grossed 5,300. Went 2,362 miles, $2.24 a mile, all miles on those 4 loads. Now, I was able to achieve that because I had very minimal deadhead. OKC to Bismarck, Bismarck to Omaha, Omaha to Lakeville. Lakeville had a 22-mile deadhead to get to Shakopee, and then I ended up going to Lenexa. So that's a Friday through a Thursday. Now, I didn't include what I did the next day after Thursday because that's still on my trailer. That's for next week because next week hasn't happened yet. We can't talk about that yet. But if I was to give you a little sneak peek of what next week might look like, it would be something like this.
Hey Patrick, what am I now?
Stupid?
No, I'm Texas.
What's the difference?
Because from Lenexa, I got a load going south, and it's on my trailer right now and under a tarp. So you can't see it yet. That'll be revealed at some point. But ultimately, I'm sitting here on what's going to be a 52-hour layover because, you need a 34-hour reset on your logbook. And then, I'm already here. I've got nowhere to go until Monday morning because business hours are generally 8 to 4. So now it's just kind of wait it out. But I mean, that's what I've done for work here now for about 13 years. And just haven't quite got out of it yet, even though if you look in other parts of the channel, you might see what I'm going for next, kind of a little hobby of mine to play on the homestead. But I'll wrap this up here and say, well, at $5,300 gross, now you got minus fuel, you got minus maintenance. I did replace a tire this week, so those are additional costs to think about. But if that's sounding pretty good and you don't mind being away from home, well, maybe trucking might be for you. If you prefer to see people because you're more social, that would be kind of an indicator that you might want to run away. Don't let the gross figures distract you, because the reality is when you go from gross to net in trucking, it's kind of a big difference. That is I'll go from a 5,300 gross for the week to actually netting personally after all business expenses. I'll probably be at like 1,200 bucks for the week, honestly. But maybe I'll break that down in another log sometime of what you actually get to take home at the end of the day. If that's something people want to see, I can do that. Anyways, stay safe, keep that rubber side down, and let her rip.